Ooh, very fast. How are you doing, Charmander? Let's see, I think you got a point already up here. There we go, 5 cookies for you. Hello, Yuka. How's it going, all of y'all? What's been new? I just got home from work. I'm looking forward to streaming today. It's overall going to be a good one, I think. And now I'm making the coffee, because some coffee sounds wonderful. Sophie Carb, Babo Live, Monster Hunter, yes, all of the things. Splendid, glad to hear it. But yes, welcome Charmander, welcome Yuka, welcome Sophie. I've been kind of obsessed with Silksong, much as everyone else has been. It's funny, when it first came out, I heard a lot of people be like, I don't know if I like it. And I've been playing it, and I'm like, wow, I'm totally and completely obsessed with it. So, you know, that's been my relationship with it. I'm already, like, anticipating getting to stream it tomorrow because it's been so much fun. Just like, yes! I got a half day at work. I'll have enough time to get off of work, go grocery shopping, come home, make dinner like for like the next week, and then stream, and then I got things to do that night. But you know, the fact that I have all of that time is like amazing. Tomorrow's gonna be a very, very productive day. Is this Pong? No, Kai, it is not Pong. One day it'll be Pong. Okay, coffee is almost ready. Well, I mean, coffee is ready to be made. I just gotta finish making it. Wonderful. I've been having issues joining pubs in GU, so I'm hoping it kind of magically fixed itself. I hope so too, for your sake. Well, there's a good angle in here that I can get with this webcam if it chooses to work itself out in kind of a magical way. Right? Yeah, see, that's the magic angle right there. Now you can see it all. Watch the coffee drip into the pot. You can watch me pour water into it. The only thing you can't see from this angle is the scale measurement. And we would need to zoom out. I didn't play Sync So, but Higalado Shidosha. I wish I knew what that meant. I'm assuming that's the noises that the Silksong makes. It was really funny for the first week listening to people talk about Silksong. It's like, oh yeah, the character Silksong, and I'm like, yeah, the character Silksong, for like people who've not played the first game. Like, what was it? Literally the day it came out, the director's daughter of the show that I'm working on started trying to talk Silksong stuff with like the cast, because you know, 2 or 3 of us are playing the game right now. And yeah, it was really, really funny to be like, I'm gonna go as Silksong for Halloween. That's like, cool. That's not quite the amount of units of coffee I was hoping to have. Jane Silksong, indeed. That's hilarious. Jane is one of the characters in the show I'm doing. In fact, okay, so here's the really funny part about what you just said that blows my mind. So Jane is the name of the character in the show who can't remember who she is, including her name. So they give her a insert name, and the insert name is Jane Doe. So you used Jane as a reference for a character who is technically unnamed if you're trying to figure out what their name is via Silk Song, and you picked the name Jane, which is identical to the situation in which the other character in the show I'm working on is named Jane Doe, if that makes any sense to anybody. Anyway, I hilarious. Kai, you son of a bitch, you've done it again. Connection success, hooray! That is pretty funny. It's honestly kind of mind-blowing, at least for me. I want you to know that what you said just in those two words is ridiculously mind-blowing for me. All right, the coffee is pretty much made. I'm gonna do some just very, very basic pre-prep stuff. Then we should be ready to get started. Oh. So not to brag, but I have baked 3 loaves of banana bread this month, and it has been the best decision. I have a habit of making decent jokes on accident. It's a good habit to have. Don't break the habit. Cool. I got some green tea around because that'll be the next thing I do pre-stream. Today's a good day. I'm in such a good mood. I know for some people they would make a statement about like, well, let's hope that Monster Hunter doesn't ruin that, but it can't. Monster Hunter's too much fun. This game specifically, GU is too much fun. All right, I think with that, we are just about ready to start. Again, thank you Skullgirls for the lovely intro music. Hello, Lane. We're gonna go ahead and get started here. Probably one of my favorite tunes in Skullgirls, but I think someone say open lobby turd. I don't think so. All right, and then I should unmute the game. There we go. Lovely. Oh, that's where I've heard that. Oh my god, yeah. I was gonna say, you were one of the people that first introduced Skullgirls to me, Lane. We used to play in college for like just a couple of times. Popping by and I'm gone. Happy hunting. Hello, Believer. Thank you for popping in. Yuka's the first one here, so Yuka gets the first post. I am pulling up all of the codes right now, but feel free to join via code 5556. Sometimes I think about getting back into it. I would love to get back into it personally, but man, it is such a difficult game to learn, I gotta say. That was usually my experience with Skullgirls, is that, man, it's mechanically dense, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot. But you play Marvel now. I don't play Marvel, though. I mean, I can kind of play Marvel-ish. I'm definitely, I don't know. I picked it up for like a month, I guess. I didn't mean I was good at it. You thought I played a bit? No, I'm looking forward to playing Marvel. Oh my god, Marvel TechCon looks so good, and it looks like it's right in that mid-range of Guilty Gear Strive meets the like assist call kind of style game. Here's the thing, right? If I had gotten into fighting games, Marvel would be the game I play because it is so free-form jazz in regards to like what it is that you're allowed to do and get away with and all of that kind of stuff. Hey, there's Sophie. Because it really is, like, I love watching Marvel. Watching Marvel is like one of my favorite things. Justin Wong is probably one of my favorite streamers to watch VODs of, because the way he plays that game is just absolutely hysterical. He'll like take random teams and then like figure out how their assists synergize with each other and work together combos and like all of that stuff. I'll never forget Kane Blue River winning Evo. True. Kane Blue River is a crazy Marvel player. So if I'm talking words and it's going over people's heads, when we're talking about Marvel, we're talking about the Marvel fighting games. So that's like Marvel 1, Marvel 2, Marvel 3 Ultimate. We don't talk about the original Marvel. And Kane Blue River was a particular player who used a combination of what would be called 3 heavies in that game, which is to say that they do a lot of damage, but they're supposed to not be very good in neutral. But what would end up happening is he created this team that basically turned into a one-tap machine. And because his Touch of Death, exactly. So like you get to play as 3 characters, and each character has their own separate life bar. And like, you know, when characters take damage, you can tag them out, they'll slowly heal. Think like DBZ fighters, right? But Kane Blue River, like if you literally got touched by him with any of his characters, like in the middle of neutral, if you just threw out a move and he whiff punished or, you know, poked you with something, that was it. Like your character just exploded and died. And the downside of the team is that he needed all 3 characters to be alive in order to Touch of Death people for the most part. Otherwise he'd have to go for like 50-50s and weird resets. But and his team is supposed to suck in neutral, which is to say that you know, getting that first hit is supposed to be really, really hard. And yeah, he ended up winning the world, like the largest fighting game tournament at the time, with this team that was supposedly full of low tiers and like not very optimal. Oh, thank God you touching that bubble did not wake up the monster. I guess I'll... Oh. Let me take one step forward so I don't touch that bubble with the recoil. There we go. And kaboom. Like all of his ops and selects and shit. Oh my god, I am so rusty. Beautiful. Yeah, I know, it took me 10 years, and now we're here. But yeah, no, if you haven't seen this man play Marvel vs. Capcom, like, if you want to just watch some, like, Marvel 3 highlights, it's fun to just look at. You don't even have to fully understand what is going on. All you got to do is watch the colors go off, watch the life bar drain, and watch the commentators go, "Oh my god!" like the 17th time in a row, and you'll be a fan. I promise you. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for the new Marvel game, and I will be playing it on stream. There's a very good chance of that when it comes out, you know, next year. I don't know. Hopefully by that time I'll have the money saved up so I can buy a proper fight stick, because, man, I am so sick of playing on pad for those fighting games. I'm going to break my thumbs if I keep doing it. Semi-Recall can execute anything at all in any game, let alone an old one. Like, I can't even deal with the buffer system in Street Fighter, like the modern Street Fighter, mind you. I have heard that the new League fighting game is really good, though. A lot of people have really been enjoying it. Woo! That was a very poor choice. Yeah, I've been hearing about it. The grappler looks like a lot of fun. I've already decided that the next fighting game I play, I really want to actually like learn how to play a grappler properly. Although if I play Marvel Tekkon, I'm definitely going to go for a grappler rushdown combo. I'm already dead set on probably playing Spider-Man and whatever grappler character we get. I think it's a pre-release or something. Yeah, that sounds right. It's like every other fighting game in regards to like a tag team fighter, but instead of 3 or 1 or any option, you play as 2. Apparently they were going to do a platform fighter as well, but they axed it because that one game flopped. I forgot which one. Yeah, I do remember them talking about the platform fighter. It looked bad. I'm going to be perfectly honest. The DC one? No, the Kung Fu Panda one. Oh, what am I doing? I don't know where I am, and I don't have enough health. Also, I'm pretty sure that this is a this is a one-hit fight, so nobody, everyone watch your health. Woo! I should be the one watching my health. I'm the one that's getting slapped. Oh, and also, I'm bad at the game because I forgot how to do a proper guard. Ow. Oh, I thought for sure I was going to eat that in time. Thank you. I can't get dizzied. I should have been dizzied. The anti-dizzy cat is saving my life right now. The world wasn't ready for PO0 today. For Po to 0 to death. Every character in that game had a 0 to death, apparently. Every single one of them. Take a big step here, take another big step here. Movement. Oh yeah, this hits. Burn. Gonna break something. Yeah, break a something. Ow! Ouch! Man, I am rusty as shit. I'm glad I started off with the Gunlance today, because yeah, this would be so bad. Yeah, that's good coffee. Sorry, I had to sit there and take in all the notes for a second. I had to be a coffee snob for about 5 seconds there, just to enjoy the coffee. Oh, someone got them out. Good. Ah. Hey, look at us go. Very, 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 very good. Ooh, look at that. A water orb off a carb. Carb, not carb. Can you tell? I'm not fully there yet. Good call out, Yuka. Man, but yeah, no, there's a lot of games I'm looking forward to coming out next year. But I know, like, God, I always sit on the fence in terms of, like, the Switch 2 and whether or not it's worth doing it. Sad no stun, but all good in the end. I'm just glad that we didn't get stunned. Us having the stun resistance was clutch. Man, this week I'm making black bean burgers and chili. It's gonna be the best. Oh, that's neat. Maybe I should have taken it. Wide range +9 is pretty cool. Does work on a lot of things, but oh well. I didn't have any slots. That like, if it had slots, then absolutely, but I don't know, something's allowed to have +9 like that. All right, Sophie, it is your turn to post. Feel free to post anything that you would like. We got a pretty solid group here today, so, you know. Post what you're going to have fun with. Post if you're working on anything, any new sets. I feel like I should be working on a new set these days. Something to mess around with. But, you know, we'll get there eventually. Still waiting for inspiration. You know? Man. Oh, I forgot. We are also approaching spooky season. I'm really hoping to do some Lethal Company streams. Just to, like, you know, mess around and do stuff with friends. So, I don't know. I think October is going to be a lot of streaming is my game plan. What are we hunting? I kind of just selected and I was like, oh, not an Elder Dragon. It's an ogre. There we go. Also, it's helpful that I have a PlayStation, because there's some games that I would love to have picked up once upon a time that I didn't feel confident that my PC could run smoothly while I streamed them. And now that's not really something I have to worry about. Like, we can play modern video games. Like, what's the ocean exploration one? You know what I'm talking about? Leave a company streams, yes sir. Yeah, like, what is it? Playing Helldivers with Meet the Boys, like, wow, I never thought that would be possible. Kind of like levels of inspiring. Ooh, okay. My roommate has been trying to get me to play 2 games. And one of them is Dark Souls. I have not played a Dark Souls, period. I've played games that have been compared to Dark Souls, but not actually Dark Souls. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, Monster Hunter with Evasion +3 is kind of Dark Souls-y. If you run Greatsword and just run Evasion +3, kind of like Dark Souls. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. But, like, I've never actually played a proper Dark Souls game, and I think I would love to change that. And I've heard that Dark Souls 1 is as good a place as any to start. And I think that would be in theme for a nice October spook stream. You know what I mean? Monster Hunter with Greatsword if there were 30 Vespapods. But also upside of like watching my roommate play some Dark Souls like okay. For instance, my roommate has been playing Life of P, right? And there's a lot of comparisons to be made between Life of P and Dark Souls. Like, you know, there's the slow roll, there's the weapons. It's you know, sometimes it gets compared more to Bloodborne, but like, you know, Bloodborne also gets compared to Dark Souls. Also, everyone clap at my back dodge there. That was optimal back dodge. Oh, that's bad. But yeah, so we've been playing Life of P, or he's been playing Life of P. I've been watching, and so every once in a while something will happen in Life of P, and his response will be, that is incredibly Dark Souls-y. For instance, you come across a corridor, right? And down at the end of the corridor, there's some kind of shiny, and you're like, I want that shiny. And, you know, makes sense. You want the shiny. But sure enough, on the, like, you know, you walk up to the shiny, and suddenly you're hit with some kind of death trap. You know what I mean? And that is like Dark Souls in a nutshell. You get baited in by a shiny, and suddenly there's a dude like standing in the corner behind the ladder of which you are looking down, who wants to kick your ass. Boom, Dark Souls 1. And what I'm realizing is that when people have been making the comparison to Hollow Knight to Dark Souls, it's like not just like, you know, oh, it's a hard game, and so therefore it's Dark Souls like. No, like there are moments where there's a shiny with an enemy that does a thing. If you try and approach the shiny and immediately collect it and don't deal with the enemy beforehand, like it's the exact same kind of stuff. There's like stupid little death traps all over the place that want to, like, you know, kick your ass. You know what I mean? It's just like Dark Souls. It's not even like, you know, oh, it's difficult in Dark Souls. Like, no, it's like actually, you know, the way the souls works, the way that you can collect things and break them in order to obtain more souls. The fact that, like, the souls function, like, you know, you collect very rare things that function as things that give you more upgrades and powers, and you know what I mean? It's literally just Dark Souls, but 2D. And now after playing Silk Song, I really want to play the first Dark Souls, so that way I have a point of reference for all of these things that I have been really, really liking about Silk Song. Oh, nice. I was going to wait for him to explode, but now we don't have to do that. I will say, I do think that, like, I'd probably be better at Bloodborne. From the way that I play Hollow Knight, Bloodborne is probably better for what I do, but yeah. I think it'll be a good time. And again, I have like almost zero context. I know that there's like a dragon, maybe. I know that you go up to down, and I know that you unlock shortcuts, but that's really all I know about the game. So it would really be a full blind playthrough for me. Did I get it off? No, I didn't. I was too slow. From what I've seen, I get a sense that the plot is like the good version of what Silk Song is trying to do. That's hilarious. I guarantee people are angry about that, but also, yeah. Well, again, I miss playing, like, hard as fuck games. You know what I mean? Like, Celeste was such a blast for me when I was playing that once upon a time. And so are things like, you know, I'm thoroughly enjoying Silksong. Every time I fight a new boss, it's like, oh yeah, this is the best. There's actually, I've been wanting to just don't let the gameplay dazzle you into thinking that you have something to say, LMAO. Oh, that they have something to say. The platforming is so fun. In Silksong or in Dark Souls. But yeah, no, don't worry. I'm gonna enjoy the lore and the game, but like, yeah. Sometimes the fantasy novel is just a fantasy novel. Rayman! Hello, Ruby. How's it going? Good guess, but no, it was not Rayman today. It was actually Pong. It was not, though. It literally was not. Oh! Pong for the 64. This is a life powder moment. Certified. Brought to you by Babo. This life powder moment. Oh, that's mad sketchy. Oh, I fucked up! Your regular bikini. What a crazy name. Oh, what? No, what? No, don't stream together with them. Ban them. I don't want to stream with irregular bikini. I don't even think Twitch would let me stream with irregular bikini, eh? Bikini, Babo, bikini? What, me in a bikini? Yes, I did that. Now that's an idea. What, me in a bikini for a stream? We have to get a bikini that fits me. Because, like, here's the thing, right? I don't have very large breasts, but I do have a very wide chest. And usually the two do not pair well for bikinis. Babo strikes me as a one-piece girly. It depends on how much weight I have on me. Right now, absolutely, I'm a one-piece. But that's a clip. I'm sure it is. But, like, you know, if I'm, like, the same weight I was in college, oh my god, I'd be strutting around in a bikini all the time. But also, I was very, very, high-rise bikini goes hard on fat people, though. I mean, yeah, true. But I mean, like, what? Back in college, I was, like, stupidly thin. Now, mind you, I had, like, zero muscle mass at the time because I had been biking for maybe, like, a year and a half. So, like, my legs were okay. I'd been doing marching band and stuff, but I had zero upper body. Like, actually zero. And now I'm, like, you know, I've been rock climbing relatively consistently for, like, the past, I don't know, 5 years. So now my upper body has a little bit more to it. And I've been biking super consistently for, like, since college. So my legs are gigantic. But in regards to, like, back in college, I think I was 6'2" and weighed 160 pounds, which is not healthy. And mind you, I was also biking 10 plus miles to and from school every single day while being in shows, which meant that I was also doing dancing and choreography and walking to classes and all kinds of stuff. And most of the time, my diet consisted of like eating some toast in the morning, eating an orange in the afternoon, and then eating whatever was for dinner, which my mom was also always on a diet. So it was like, oh yeah, we made chicken and rice and broccoli. So, you know, not the most something was there. It was a combination of a whole bunch of things. I ended up like losing 40 pounds when I hit college within like almost 3 months. The Disney show diet. Is that what it is? Oh, it's a chat room's turn. There we go. Yeah, that sounds scary. I don't like the Disney show diet. Sounds like a bad time. Maybe the secret to the Disney show diet is that you actually eat food on set. So it's like, oh yeah, like, what is it? I feel like pizza is served in like every 2 episodes on a Disney show. You know what I mean? Or it's like burritos or something like that. So you gotta not eat when you're not on set, so that way you can eat the slices of pizza and like, you know, do stupid things with food. Because I guess that's what was funny about Disney show in like the late aughts and the early 2010s. Well, in Disney shows, they usually have a huge breakfast that the mom cooked, and then they just grab a piece of toast. You know what? You're not wrong, and that irritates me. I feel like that's a really unhealthy way to handle food. But that is kind of how every Disney show was, right? Like, there was always an exorbitant amount of food, and they would make a big deal about all of the food that was in front of them, but then they wouldn't ever eat it. Which maybe that just makes it all fake food, but, like, I don't know. Let the kid eat a slice of pizza. I know that these cups were originally intended for tea, but man, they make such good coffee cups too. I'm actually so excited for it to get cold out so I can sit on my freezing cold porch in my bathrobe and drink coffee. I don't even know what we're hunting. I just like selected things. Hyper Devil Joe, that's right. That'll be a good time. I do still have the original Slurp cups though. For anybody who's curious, from my emote, I used to have a matching teapot and it was so nice, and then it broke one time back in like 2001. I'm sure that there's actually a stream of me being incredibly sad because the pot broke between streams. I'm like, man, where's my charge blade? Great question. Never heard of it. You gotta tell me where you put it last. Where'd you last leave your charge blade? You know, let's walk it back. Double tap. I left it in your chest. I see. That's not a great place for it. It's probably still there, because God knows I don't ever take it out. Aw, sad whiff. Grab it, go play it. Ah! I bounced off of Sophie's head. Oh, this is way bad. I think I die here. No! Chatran, saved my life. Is this the right set? No, it's not. I did not bring herbs. It's my most used weapon. That is literally not true. Can I eat, please? I just need this mega potion. Can you stop screaming for 2 goddamn seconds? I'm glad I didn't commit to moving forward in that one brief moment that could have resulted in my death. Am I alive? I am. Okay, cool. You ever have like those moments where you can't see shit? Yes, Kai, what would you like for us to hunt today? You can pick any quest in the game. Can you maybe do a Lao Sheng? Yes, we can. All right, so the question is, Ruby, would you like for me to use Charge Blade for Lao Sheng? Because I'm willing to save it for the next time, if you would like me to save it for the next time. Because I don't really use the weapon that I bring with me. Was underneath the monster. Damn. True. If you want me to, I absolutely will. But if you would prefer that I don't, then you can save it for the hunt after. Ah! Stay right there. Ow. Wow, that was a clutch heal. And then I'm actually going to use the life powder here, bolster our cat's health. Damn. I couldn't even get close to him. This monster sucks. It's like everything that's wrong with Gravios, except, you know, maybe a little bit better because you can still hit the tail every once in a while or the face. But not by much. This monster has some mad chicken leg syndrome. Gravios trash. What? Did I say Gravios? I meant Glavenus. The other one. Oh, can't take it back now. No! We can always take it back. This VOD's not getting posted. I'm deleting this after stream. Right off the hard drive. No! Well, one redo. Now we use the charged blade. And then afterwards we'll fight Lao. No, I totally hear you, Yuka. I do the same stuff all the time, especially with Ariel. I thought I could parry the breath. Nope. You can if you have guard up. But if you don't have guard up, then you can't. Hence why I run guard up on everything that utilizes a shield. All right, one redo. We'll run it back. I'll bring something serious. Seriously serious. Huh? We always do redo. Quests. Alright, they seem pretty adamant about waiting. Okay, Ruby, the question then falls on you. Do you want me to use Charge Blade now, or would you like me to use Charge Blade after? Wow. Otherwise, I'll pick for you. All right, I'm picking for you. It's a G3 hunt, isn't it? Is it G2? Am I crazy? Hello? What difficulty is Lao? Do I just not have the quest currently available to me? It's not a G4 quest. I always look here and it's never here. Oh, with Valor you can do it without guard up? Ah, that makes sense. Oh, there it is. Now me out here losing my mind. But yeah, no. I see what you mean, Sophie, about parrying the... I don't know if you can actually parry the breath attacks without guard up on Charge Blade, even if you are using Adept style. I actually don't know about that, because I haven't tried it without guard up. Every set I use with a shield has guard up. So I don't know what the unblockables are or how they interact with Adept style. I wish I had a better answer for you. Coffee. By the way, I'll say when we hit damage cap, yay! I'm looking forward to it. Oh, you were using Valor Longsword. I see. Okay, good to know. Which also makes sense, because it's technically not a guard, right? I mean, it has guard point on it, but... You know, actually, I'm not sure how that's coded into the game. Because it would vary depending on, yeah. Is guard point registered the same way as guard is in terms of its coding? And if so, does longsword technically use guard point? Because it doesn't have a shield. Is guard point only technically a guarded attack if a shield is available to you? These are all questions. I don't have answers for them all. Is that the first flinch? It's one. That's two. That's three. Wow, I missed that shot. That's so sad. Is that four? Trying to keep track here. But I guess it's a good moment to be like, you know, hey, how's everyone's day doing? What's been new with everyone in the world, you know? Has life been treating you well? Is that five? I want to say that's five-ish. Is that six? So what, one more flinch-ish? Doing awesome sauce? Sick. Is that seven? Sick. We'll see if chat room understands what that means. I'm gonna actually, you know, I'll hang out here and watch the monster. I do want to hit him with the big thing just once. It'll be fun. All right, I'm going to say something a little controversial to myself. But if we fly through Lao like this consistently, I'm down to start posting event Lao. If this is how Lao like continues to go, we can run event Laos. Also, I see Sophie over there. If you guys didn't know about this fun little fact, which, you know, Yuka has been mentioning, the thing that Lao does is that if you do enough damage in the first area, you can't do damage to it anymore. That's what damage cap, that's what we're referring to when we say the word damage cap. It means that we literally cannot do any more damage to it because we've done as much damage as possible to the monster in the first phase. So, the strat for dealing with Lao is that you put it at damage cap and then you literally just let it walk to area 2 so that way you can keep doing damage to it in the next area. So, you know, at this point you can swing at it because it's a giant punching bag that's not going to break if you would like, but again, it's a giant punching bag that's not going to break, or any kind of swinging that you do on it is going to have zero influence in regards to the way the rest of the fight goes. Hence the call out. You can you still break parts? That's a good question. Did we hit it? Yes, we did. The way that you can tell, at least on like Lao, not event Lao, but regular Lao, is that if it flinches 7 times, so that's every time it stops, it like reels its head back, or you know takes like a few steps backwards as it's walking on 2 legs, or any of one of those things counts as a flinch. I guess it's still a flinch if it's on 2 legs. It's just like it has a different flinch animation, if that makes sense. But yeah, 7 is the maximum number of times that like it flinches at specific damage numbers, and once it hits 7, you've done as much damage as you can do. So now we just get to sit here and hang out. This is the other cool part of the hunt. Oh, my view has been ruined by the cart. But yeah, no, that is a good question, Kai. I don't know if you can still break parts. I think it depends on how the game calculates damage. Because, like, I think parts break after you do a certain amount of damage. No, that can't be right either. Because different... So, okay, I'm going to walk everyone through my logic right now and how I'm going to try and break this down as somebody who understands Monster Hunter mechanics to a weirdly in-depth type. The way status works, right, is that you put stacks of status on it, and every time you trigger the status, it puts that much of a stack on it. And if you trigger it X number of times, then you keep adding it until it hits a threshold, and then it triggers. So that's how statuses work. I wanted to say that monster parts might be the same way, but with damage values. So, for instance, if you swing on a monster on one specific part, once a damage value has reached a certain amount, then it breaks. But I don't think that's true. I think damage plays a factor, but there's also type of damage. So, for instance, blast is a thing, and then there's also abilities like part breaker and things like that. So, therefore, this leads me to believe is that there's actually a different kind of health calculation on parts of the monster, and different kinds of things add either multipliers or non-multipliers to it as you subtract. So for instance, if I have, let's say, a monster with if I'm swinging a weapon, right, and it's let's use dual blades for example. Dual blades hitting a part of the monster, doing X amount of damage, but it's like, you know, depending on where it's hitting and all those things, it has a certain amount of thing that it can do. Now, if you have part breaker, it doesn't do more damage, but it does increase or decrease the amount of health that particular part of the monster has based on number of swings. I feel like each attack has its own HP damage and part damage because Destroyer doesn't actually affect your HP damage. Right. Exactly. So it's like a multiplier triggered based on, like, it adds a multiplier to something, and it takes away a different kind of health bar. You know what I mean? Well, okay. That fun cutscene. To the next area. Now, this is all total and complete speculation, mind you. I don't know anything about how this actually works, but I imagine it's something along those lines. Basically, every time you hit the monster, it does something. Actually, I don't know why I'm stealing from this cannibal pyre. In theory, I should steal from the one further away because I'm far less likely to use it. Ever since I learned about crabs having dragon damage, I stopped trying to understand the damage. I'm going to tackle the wall once and then head to area 2. Sick. In classic Monster Hunter fashion. You know, in theory, if we just wanted to watch the explosion, we don't necessarily have to hit Lao with it. We could just hit the explosion. You know. But yeah, so that's how I'm assuming it works, is that different weapons apply their own type of multiplier to the amount of damage that they'll do to the monster. And then based on that, or different type of damage to a monster part. And if you continue to swing on it, or if multiple people continue to swing on it, it slowly depletes it. And different things affect how much health that monster part has before it breaks. And that could be things like damage. It could be things like blunt versus sharp weapon attacks. And it could also be things like having destroy or part breaker and not having part breaker on. And all of that, and maybe even like elemental damage. So like, let's say if you wanted to break a part off of Zamtrios as fast as possible, you would want a blunt fire weapon with part breaker. And if it has ice on it, then maybe the value is just ridiculously like multiplied, and therefore you can break it in 3 swings. You know what I mean? Comparatively to like, yeah, all of that kind of stuff. True, same difference in the end. I mean, yeah, just keep swinging, right? But that doesn't give off the same dopamine. No, it does not, unfortunately. Yeah, end of the day, if you want to break something, slap on part breaker, keep swinging at that part, and watch it break. You know, you'll get there eventually. Oh, now here's a thought. So, to go back to the original question, the reason why I've thought all of this out, does swinging at the monster still break parts even if you've hit damage cap? That depends. If assuming what everything I've said so far is true, then it's either one of two things. Either it does the damage calculation separately from the monster, right? Because here's the thing. If everything is calculated based on weapon damage, right? And then it's a series of multipliers after that. If the weapon damage is considered 0, you will not break any parts. Now, if it calculates weapon damage separately, which is to say that it's the 0 is on the end of where the monster receives the damage. So all the damage numbers are applied, and it's just like basically the monster's health bar will not drop below this point. Then the answer would be yes, you could still break monster parts. Unless there's another third like variable that I'm not thinking of. What's my favorite hit the monster with the Dragonator weapon moment in the series? Oh my god, that's a great question. I have to think about this one for a minute. I mean, Lao is a classic. You know what I mean? Nothing gets more classically hit the monster with the Dragonator moment than Lao. However, Fatalis is like iconic for me because it is like it sets the standard for the entire rest of the fight. If you can hit the monster with the Dragonator, boom, you're there, you're locked in. If you fail that first hit, I feel like I want to cry, and I've already given up. So, you know, like mentally I'm like, fuck. Like, this is going to be rough. I don't give up, but I definitely, like, the bar is severely drops for how I expect the fight to go. And then there's the secret third option. Because, you know, I don't like the way you hit monsters with the Dragonator in the late games. I like it when it's like this moment where you get to make that choice. And the secret third thing is specifically in this game that I have yet to be able to do. And that's hit Atakal with the Dragonator. There is a Dragonator moment in that fight, and I have yet to see it. I don't know what it looks like. I do want to hit Atakal with it one day. If it ever stands even remotely close to the fucking Dragonator, I am there ready to pull the trigger. But I very rarely get that opportunity because everyone has fought that monster forwards and backwards to the point where they really do understand exactly when it is that you're supposed to trigger it. Oh, that was sad. What do you mean you booted me off? I was gonna put the bombs on you. So, I don't know what the secret third thing is. I think Fatalis has got to be my... Well, I like the cutscene here. I don't know. And then I did some Dragonating in 4U as well, but I'm not... my memory is fuzzy on 4U. Alright, I think it's got to be Lao. There's a tone change, you know what I mean? Like, the second you hit Lao with the Dragonator, the entire fight, like, becomes, like... It really does have that motivational moment of, like, hoorah. You can get it guaranteed to run into it by getting hit with the 3 web shots, and it rushes at you. Oh, okay, cool. Now I know. So next, who knows? For now, it's Lao. Just because Fatalis is like... Well, I don't know. Every time I hit Fatalis with the Dragonator, that's like my lock-in moment. But it's not the end of the fight. It's at the very beginning. 90% chance. Again, it's good to know. Here he comes. Oh, he's taking steps back. Damn. One day. Rip. Yeah, it might be event Lao. Okay. You know, we're gonna base it off of HR. Depending on how many HR people we got, Lao will be event versus non-event based on the strength of the lobby. My favorite moment is Iceborne's Wame Strike Cannon when they blast the Ice Dragon with a harpoon 2 times and its size directly to the face. That's pretty cool. I don't think I actually made it that far in Iceborne. Iceborne was one of the games I never really finished. Great hunt, by the way. Post-hunt background during the reward screen happened, is the harpoon lodged in its face. That's funny. I think my... You know, I really like the mini Dragonator that the cats use in Rise. Like, when that hits, it's just like, ha! It's silly, but, like, it's a really rewarding kind of silly. I also feel like it's one of those things where it's like immediately more rewarding. Yuka, your turn to post, by the way. Found out yesterday you can turn off the damage numbers in World. That's cool. I have mixed feelings on damage numbers. Oh, you're watching my stream. Thank you. But yes, welcome, Chatran. Or Dave. Yeah, I stream GU pretty regularly. Well, when I can. I say regularly. I try to do it on the weekends if I have free time. I've been very busy lately with musicals, but this is the last week of shows. So after this week, I'm going to have a lot more free time on my hands. But yeah, no, I have mixed feelings on damage numbers. Because, like, on one hand, they're really cool. I like the idea of having an idea, like a point value of, like, hey, I made this set. Is it good? You know? And it immediately tells me if it's good or not without me having to do a bunch of random-ass testing. And that's great. I love that for myself. The thing that I absolutely despise about damage numbers is the way it's influenced, the influence it's had over how people play the game. There was, prior to World, there was way more, how would I describe it? People would do things based off of what made sense. And here's what I mean by that. If you were using a bladed weapon, your headspace was to hit the monster's tail. Your goal was to cut the tail. That was like the thing that you do. If you have a great sword, a long sword, like dual blades, like you were just like, I want that fucking tail. You know what I mean? And if you were a hammer main, you were like, yeah, hitting the head is the most rewarding part of the game for me. Always. Because that's where I get KOs. That's where I do all these things. No, I'm not willingly playing Charge White. I'm using the weapon that you asked me to use. You know what I mean? So, like, at one point in time, that's how people played the game. Was this, -3 ice. I mean, it's an easy monster. We'll be fine. But, like, so the thing that it does, like, people back then would, you know, maybe you'd look up something in Kirikano and you would use that as a point of reference, but you had to do that research. Otherwise, you were playing based on instinct, and your instincts would tell you where to swing. Then World came out, and they introduced damage numbers, and people went, oh, that's cool. I can see how much damage I'm doing. And then they'd hit the monster all over the place, and then they would find out that, oh, if I'm using a bladed weapon, I should always hit the monster in the face. That is where the most damage is. That is what needs to be hit the most. And it turned the game into this no longer focus on the parts of the monster that are most vulnerable based on your weapon type, but rather it turned into a numbers game. You know what I mean? And so rather than, you know, swing your greatsword at the monster's tail, because, you know, cutting off the tail both nerfs the monster heavily and also gives you more rewards, your goal with the greatsword suddenly became hit the monster in the face as often as possible because it does 30 more damage, which isn't a lot. Or like, you know, 200 more damage or something like that, which again isn't a lot for a greatsword. Like the difference is not quite like the same. But again, it turned into a numbers game, and there was a trickle-down effect of that. So when World came out, there was this very long period of time, for instance, in GU, where people were still playing this more traditional style of like, oh yeah, we're hitting the monster based on, you know, where's the safe spot to stand, where the like where can I stand safely and not get punished for my actions. There was the, you know, do I hit the monster so that way I get more stun on it? Do I hit the monster so I can nerf it more? And, you know, people are still doing that, but nowadays it's like a swing for the face, like always, 100% of the time. And that's what the game kind of turned into, and I'm not a huge fan of the fact that that's what it is now. You know what I mean? I wish that they would make it so that way there was a bit more uniqueness between the types of weapons that you would want to... They should make weapons do different amounts of damage on the monster based on where you swing according to what the weapon is, not according to what kind of damage type it is. I think dual blades in the new games should do extra damage if you hit it on the back. I think hammer should do extra damage if you still hit it in the face. I think longsword should do extra damage if you hit it in like the tail and the legs. I feel the same way about greatsword. A greatsword can honestly have just high damage numbers all around. But like, I wish it was more of a factor in that regard. I wish heavy bowgun was dependent on the monster, so every monster has a different value. Or like, you know, do that as well. You know, maybe some monsters you want to swing on the face more often. Maybe some monsters you want to swing on the other parts of it more often. You know? But, like, everything is always the face. And that's kind of upsetting for me. So bashing monster skulls, and I think it's great with a hammer. I think it's really, really not great if somebody is using dual blades and the hammer main is trying their damnedest to, you know, KO the monster, and they keep getting flinched by the dual blades or the longsword or anything like that. The biggest game changer for both Rise and for the other one, what's the game? Wilds. That's it. Was the ability to equip Shockproof. That was such a game changer for everyone because the numbers game really was a giant pain in the ass up until that point. But it still sucks that you have to waste a talisman slot on this ability that literally functions as a failure of not being able to control what weapons are most effective doing what. You know what I mean? That's my number on. That's how I feel about the addition of numbers to the game. And it really has had a very, very negative effect on GU, in my opinion. Because, again, now everyone's swinging for the face, and we're not getting tail cuts, and we're not getting KOs, and we're just killing monsters instantly. And, yeah, that's great if you're speedrunning the game, but it's not so great if you're just, you know, wanting to do cool shit. Sophie, it's your turn to post. Charge slash, charge, AD, SAD, charge. Yeah, no, that's it. That's the combo. That's why we have hit zones to bat. We only have 3 categories. Again, I think it could have been handled slightly differently, and I think that the addition of numbers could coexist with, you know, weapons hitting specific parts of the monster. But you would need to adjust how damage types work. You know what I mean? And that would encourage variety in, like, you know, playing with other people. You play a game and everyone's using dual blades and they're all swinging in the same spot and hitting each other. Well, maybe somebody shouldn't be using dual blades. You know? Lance equals #1 blade. I mean, Lance is great. You know, until you get hit with it 6 times in a row. Yeah, but what do I know? Play some Hunting Horn. Hunting Horn's a good time. Every weapon type should have its own hit zones. I agree. I think that was the original intent of the way the game was designed. And the introduction of numbers, like, I get it. Once the hit zone, like, falls off or whatever, maybe, I don't know. It's hard to hit a tail that doesn't exist, but I don't think that it should be quite as hit the face as often as possible focused as it is. And then people always argue, it's like, well, if it's really that big of a deal for you, you should just equip Shockproof. And it's like, that's not the point. It's an inherent flaw of the game, in my opinion, if I want to be a hammer user. And every weapon does more damage hitting the face, which is the only spot that I really want to be targeting because it's what makes my weapon unique. That's what it is. Okay, I figured out that numbers ruined the complexity of weapons. It made everything feel more uniform. Shockproof should be free. I don't know about that. Because, I mean, you know, I think playing around your allies is still an important part of the way the game is designed. I think Shockproof shouldn't have to exist. I think that people, if you play with somebody who's bad at the game and they are constantly hitting you, you should be able to play around that in a way that, like, the game supports. Or that if they get better at the game, then that shouldn't be an issue in the first place. If anything, I feel like the whole point Longsword is too easy to mess up your allies. It is, but that's because everyone is swinging for the face. I think that there should be the downside of everyone swinging for the face is that you trip each other. That is it. That is the downside. But I think that the solution shouldn't have been to equip a tool that prevents you from hitting each other. I think the solution should have been oriented towards not having everyone hit the face, and that being something that you should do. It should encourage unique weapon synergies based on what everyone is using. Nowadays, the only thing that synergizes with anything effectively is Hunting Horn, because it makes the numbers game better. It's all a numbers game. Yo, Savior, how's it going? Just woke up at 1 p.m., but work was kicking my butt. I'm so sorry to hear that. But it is always nice to see you. How's it going? I'll give you a shout out here in just a minute. If you guys haven't followed Savior the Raider, by the way, again, another super cool streamer, also plays Monster Hunter. Highly recommend you check him out. I am multitasking, but I want to say, Baba, I think you have a great chick on the weapon balance. Hey, Capcom, hire me to fix your Monster Hunter. This could be fixed. Do you know how easily this could be fixed? This could be fixed so easily in a patch. You're literally just changing values. Although maybe part of it is categorizing how those values are calculated, so that way each monster, like, the issue is that we have too few categories of weapon types in the way that the damage is calculated. But, you know, because right now we have only 3, which is blunt, slashing, and ranged. And those are and like shot. It's called shot. And that's like the 3 different types of weapon types. But there are higher categories, because like, let's take I have a solution. Delete longsword. No, I think that's a bad solution. That's like playing Smash Brothers and saying, oh, man, Steve is a real problem. Instead of fixing Steve, we should just ban him from all tournaments. It's like, but as a game developer. And I understand the appeal of deleting Steve from the game, but I think that you should just rework the character, personally. Nintendo won't fix Steve. Exactly. I mean, yes, I agree. They won't. But that again, I think that I have faith in game developers and their ways of balancing the game and fixing problems. I don't think deleting things, though, is the solution. Replace longsword with medium bowgun, or just add medium bowgun to the game. I don't know. Oh yeah, no. Nintendo is definitely done with Ultimate. They've done everything they set out to do with that game. There's nothing else for them to do with it. It's the Bayonetta of Smash 4. He is... I don't think he's quite that centralizing. I'm going to be honest. I think Bayonetta in Smash 4 was really fucking messed up to fight against. Steve is bad, but I don't know if he's that bad. Like, everyone talks about, like, oh, Meta Knight and Brawl was SSS tier. And it's like... Also, yeah, Bayonetta wasn't in Brawl. That was, you're thinking of Meta Knight. Meta Knight was the scary character in Brawl. Oh, that's bad. Bayo was in Smash 4. I don't have the brain power to understand this combo. So basically, I played competitive. I played a lot of competitive Smash Bros. For a fair amount of time. I started with Melee back in like 2014, 2015. No, 2014. And then I played 4 competitively for a while, maining Luigi until Luigi got nerfed, and then I switched to the con where, you know, I played casually but mostly focused on melee again. Then I picked up PM, and I played PM competitively up until like 2022. And then, yeah, I played Smash Ultimate for a little while as well, just kind of fucking around, screwing up people's top 8. And now I play Rivals of Aether, which is just honestly the best Smash Brothers game we've ever had. All right, those are different. Actually, last time I checked, low tiers becoming good at melee. It's not dominant, but they're like better. Okay, so fun fact about the so I have a take on the low tiers of melee. So I'm sure anybody who has paid any amount of attention to Super Smash Bros. Melee has noticed that Donkey Kong was on the rise, that Link is on the rise, and now Axe is playing Bowser, making Bowser look kind of fun. But like the reason why low tiers are becoming suddenly good in melee, just out of the blue, and I've had this conversation with Lane a few times, because Lane is also a pretty highly competitive player, and we like to compete against each other. But the overall draw of low tiers right now is because the ability to match good players with low tier characters is on the rise. Because of things like Slippy, because of things of like online matchmaking with solid connections, and with like things like ranked mode, it's really, really easy to be forced into a situation with a person of your skill level or higher and get good practice in. And that was just not the case back in like 2012. If I picked Link in 2012, I guarantee the other person would play the game as stupidly as possible and I could never get better. Yeah, of course. Like the number of times I'm like, hey, I actually kind of want to I want to learn Link, and then the person I'm playing against goes, well, I'm just going to play Game & Watch then. And I'm like, look, I need practice against Fox. Like, if I actually want to have a somewhat successful Link, I need to play your Fox. And they would just sit there and keep picking Game & Watch because, you know what? Game & Watch, because they think that we're just fucking around, that we're being silly, and I can't get better at the game. And that was the case for a very long time, up until the point of the ability to start playing like actually good people and force them to actually respect the fact that you're challenging them. You know what I mean? Sorry, I had to think about that for a second. Man, typing. Yeah, typing's hard. I'm miserable at it. I have to like reread everything. So what you're saying is my tab's closed in ads. Rip. I'm so sorry. Someone pour one out for Ruby. Damn. Smash Ultimate needs a better online plus ban Steve. No. I'm not saying that we should ban Steve. Why do people keep saying that we should ban Steve? I don't believe in that. I think that we can get better at the game and learn the matchup. I don't believe in banning characters. Listen, if the only counterplay to beating Steve is to pick Steve, then sure, we can ban Steve. But we're not at that point. We have plenty of top-tier characters doing great things. Oh my god, Japan and Smash Ultimate is super fun to watch right now. Aerial Charge Blade, that's right. Sorry, I had to think about what I was doing for just a second here. No, that's not the set. That's the set. No, that's not the set. Yeah, it's kind of the set. I'll make it work. But yeah, better online would absolutely make the game 10 billion times more fun to play. People would actually get good at the game. People would learn the matchups. I mean, think about it. There's a reason why we still like see online warriors essentially compete in these kinds of games. It's because they play a lot. But there also needs to be a level of get good, you know? At the end of the day, if you create a complex game with ways of finding solutions and things of that, then you will eventually figure out how to deal with problems. And as much as people don't want to say it, Smash Ultimate is in fact a complex game. So there are ways to learn how to fight against characters like Steve, if people are willing to put in the time and effort to learn how to deal with it with their own characters. Nintendo Switch Online is a scam. It is just peer-to-peer, and that's actually a huge part of the problem. If it was server-side, then you could actually create, like, you could make rollback work. It's as simple as that. It requires servers that are doing complicated calculations in order to predict what kind of things are happening next. So that way, you know, it's less work on the machine that's trying to do the connecting. I am doing such a bad job here. This is a fucked up monster to try and fight with this set. He's tiny. He's like impossible to jump on. Suffering with, I'm dealing with Gravios problems right now. Baba, what is happening? I'm describing it currently. I don't agree with your complexity argument. No? I mean, again, I think that maybe that's not the solution, but again, I think that there's enough options for every character in the game that you can find a solution to deal with a character like Steve. Pokemon is a complicated game, but it is poorly balanced enough that it requires an external rule set to be a competitive game. Okay, I see what you mean. Can I, like, literally hit you? Like, why did I jump through you when you had a hitbox clearly in front of me? So the question of whether or not Ultimate is bad enough game to be to need a similarly limited roster. I mean, okay, I understand that it's a bad game, but I do think it's still, like, unoptimized on a certain level. They did Ganon so fucking great. I mean, you're going to have bad characters in every game. Slippy's Ganon is so cool. I think actually the best antidote is when there's less money in the scene. That's why Japan is the way it is. They don't play for money. True, true. They actually do just play for fun. because playing competitive games in Japan is technically classified as a form of gambling, and gambling is illegal to some extent, or limited. When there's money made, people are more likely to want to win. Yes, that is true. Ah, I could not get in. I'm gonna stay down here. Brawl's meta got better in recent years because people would just play for fun. That's true. That's fair. And I guess that's also true of Melee with Slippy. Like, the whole, like, we talk about DK going through a revolution, but, like, the person who was really pushing DK to the forefront was, what's his name? He's a PM player, played Diddy Kong. It's the one DK player who's been doing literally everything. Like, you couldn't look at Melee on YouTube for... Yeah, Junebug. But, like, the whole reason why he started doing it was literally just to, like, as an experiment for a documentary he was working on. And then he started winning tournaments because, you know, he put in the time and effort to, like, just have fun with the character and practice and, like, learn its tools. Oh, did I fuck that up? No, I didn't. Okay, good. I was frames away from fucking that up, but I didn't fuck it up. Ah, ha, ha, damn. Fucked up there. I'm so bad at using Ripper Shield, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I think it's hard to predict where a really optimized matchup will go. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, again, hell, I'm watching Axe, like, again, play Bowser incredibly well against people who, I don't know, have a good time. Like DK, Fox, Link, Marth, yeah. Link is looking crazy these days. Like, yeah, he's got some frame-tight tricks, but, like, oh my god. I think an optimized Link could 0 to death with more pokes than DK. Load Spiller 2. What a terrible name. God, I fucking hate gamers sometimes. Like, it's hilarious, but God, it's so fucking stupid. Well, it's like Melee hasn't come out of 2005 sometimes. It's like, you know, Dr. PP all over again. Oh, thank you for the boost. I respect the fuck out of Load Spiller. Oh yeah, no, for sure. But I still think it's a terrible name. I mean, it's a Bowser player. Like, what else are you supposed to do other than respect it? Did I hit him? No. Oh, that's bad. Oh, God, I thought he was going the other direction. Not left to right, right to left. Bobo. You can't blame me for this. This is your fault, Ruby. No, actually, no. It's Kai's fault. Never mind. I take that back. My bad. The blame was put in the wrong space. Victim blaming and gaslighting. Lies. Oh, that's bad. Oh no, I'm still up. Oh my god. Light powder moment. Oh, I missed it, just barely. Saw 1 health and I tried to heal the cat. That's bad. I did not want to jump off of that. God, what a problematic monster. I'm gonna lose this red shield, aren't I? Damn. The only problematic monster is just Cyberos. That is... Yeah, no, you're not wrong about that. Yeah. Thank you, server or client side mounting. It is funny. The more that you learn about like computers, video games, and the way things function, the more you really start to be able to derive on how certain parts of the game work. Like, there's a friend of mine who does like this game jam every year where he builds a video game in like the course of a week. And my brother always helps out with music and stuff. But like, it's really fun to watch all the pieces come together in a way that's like, oh, so this is actually how you would program this to function in this very specific way in order to, you know, get it to operate in this way that you'd want it to. I'm starting to do a lot more blocking. Die. Kaboom. No. Sad. Alright, stay down, get up. Light powder moment. Oh, that's bad. Oh, I'm definitely gonna hit. Another clutch heal. Where did my sound go? That was mad scary. God. Hyper monsters. Scaring the hell out of me. Oh, I'm out of potions. Or big potions. I got small potions. I'm out of... Woo, this is bad. Yeah, I don't need to try and hit the monster with me charging my shield. Sounds like a bad idea. Ah! That's way bad. Man, I feel like I've been fighting this monster for 10 billion years. Thank God. Oh, that was so tedious. All right, Yuka, your turn to post next. I'm gonna need some tea after that one. I hate the pickle so much, most of my hyper version. Yeah, no, the hyper version of it is kind of, yeah, one of the worst. I don't know if I just like the hyper version of it more or the enraged version of it more. Again, with certain weapons, it's far more manageable. If you're using things like longsword, I think it's a pretty not too bad of a monster to have to deal with. But yeah, if you're using something really, really niche and doesn't swing real or quite right, it becomes so much worse. Ranged weapons are kind of nice against it. Where's this weapon? Oh no, I got my 23 crook I'll never use. True. I think I have enough Hyper Joe shards for an another XR set. Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. How many do I have? I've fought it a handful of times, and I've made a few sets from it. There it is, Double Joe. Man, over 200, over 100, Devil Joe shards, hard things, Ripper Talon. Where's the rare one? The crook? 22 crooks. I don't have enough room. Fix that. lost him. Well, if anybody would like to jump in, the spot is now open. What are we hunting? Whole bunch of things. I'm gonna go with Thunder Res. That's the monster that scares me the most. Although this set is actually pretty good at handling it. Oh no, not my tea leaves. I'm still using those. Ooh, tasty. Last Soul Seer for your guild card? Sick. Alright, it's up to you, Yuka. If you want to wait for one more to jump in, I guess we're going. And again, if anybody would like to jump in, we do have an open spot available in the lobby. Otherwise, we'll let it go to the randos. Eventually. I don't know why I thought this was going to be an arena quest. Glavinus. He does like to spawn here, doesn't he? God, the hype monster. Supposedly. I don't think he's that great. I think he might be the overhyped monster, in my opinion. But, you know, sure. I just barely misspaced it. I was actually trying to get it just a little bit more to the right there, but... Overhyped monster is an odd pronunciation of Gravios. Gravios is underhyped. Are you kidding me? I'm like the only hype man for Gravios. Despite how hyped the monster actually is. This monster, Glavinus, keeps receiving praise despite the fact that it's not that great of a monster. Do you see the difference here? One is overhyped, the other one is regularly hyped. Technically, you are making Glavinus underhyped. I mean, yeah, but like I am an outlier apparently. I don't think Gravios is, or sorry, Glavinus is very hype. I think Gravios is hype, but those are both outlier decisions, despite the fact that I am correct. So therefore, look how fast I'm spinning. So fast at spinning.
gonna get poked by. Oh no, they missed. I think a mammoth needs a bit more community love. I agree with that. I think a mammoth's a very cool monster. We can agree on this. God, it pays to be standing perfectly still sometimes. Getting out of that situation. Oh, this might be the coolest Astralos fight I've ever done with Aerial. I'm gonna just fuck off, you know? Oh, that was so much fun. Like that was stupid amounts of fun. Like perfectly lined up the aerial crouching fire shots with the with Pierce, which is rare. Very rarely does Pierce actually work out that well. And then the aerial flip on the tail, and then immediately gunning it out of there. Oh man, felt so smooth. If only I'd gotten that hop on its wing slam. Is it a hot take to say Mitsu is the most overhyped of the four? No, I would actually agree with this statement, but I do think that Mitsu is still a pretty cool monster. But like there is an overwhelming abundance of love for Mitsu, and you know, some of it deserved, some of it maybe not. You know what I mean? So I would agree that Mitsu is the most overhyped, but well, overhyped. I think Mitsu's about as overhyped as Glavenus is. But that is to say that I think Glavenus is like... I definitely am on the lower end of the spectrum in regards to what I think about Like, I think Glavenus is overall, like... People praise Glavenus way too much for the kind of monster it is. I think Mitsu's actually pretty cool. But people think like Mitsu is like the greatest thing since sliced bread. So, you know, which I don't necessarily agree with. Making back-to-back appearances in Rise and Wilds is unnecessary. I mean, yeah, I agree. But, I mean, Glavenus also came back in Rise, and I would not be shocked if it came back in Wilds. I hope it doesn't, but, you know, I would not be shocked. Even more hot if Glavenus would have been more fitting for Wild's mechanics. Yeah, no, I agree. I think Glavenus would have been a more fun fight in Wilds than Mitsu is. Yeah. Which might be the hottest Babo take I've ever like the hottest anti-Bobo tank I've ever had. I think a lot of people would agree with what I say there, but when it comes to my hatred for Glavenus, or not my hatred, but my mid expectations of Glavenus comparatively to the what I consider overhyped love for the monster. Again, no monster in this game is bad. Like, objectively unfun to fight. I like every single monster's fight in this game. And yes, that even like the Crystal Beards and the Soul Seers, or not the Soul Seers, but the Silver Winds and the, like, you know, I find joy in those moments as well. But that's just because Monster Hunter is such a good game as a whole. Even Volvidon, yes, even Volvidon. Ah, yes, there we go. That's a good line. Ah, damn. I was like, it's going to stick here for a second. And I was not wrong. Mitsune did stay in place for a good second there. The place it stuck was a... Ah. Someone lined up the shot before I could. Not a bad hunt, though. Now, you know what is a not overhyped fight that is still awesome, and I think almost everyone agrees is awesome? Amatsu and Rise. I like fighting. Amatsu and Rise is so cool. Like, don't get me wrong. Amatsu in this game is very cool, but in Rise, like... that was such a good release. And I wish that the entire DLC had consisted of something along those lines. I need more Matsu releases. Yeah, Mammoth would be so cool for Wilds, but then they made an ice arena, and Wilds small as fuck. Yeah. No, they would need to, like, literally... Well, okay, you know, like, how you fight What's-His-Face in, like, Phase 3 when there's the giant open field ice arena and he climbs the, like, pillars? I could see that working for Gamammoth. And in fact, I could even see a world where you revamp Gamammoth and you're, like, allowed to jump on its back and stand on it and swing. And, like, Gamammoth can do things with the trunk to try and knock you off, or, like, you know, stomp its feet and do, like, the big explosion thing. But then also you get to still use the geometry of, like, the original arena while also making it kind of unique, while also maintaining the assets. I don't feel like we have enough environmental things. Also, Sophie, it is your turn to post. Amatsu and GU is cool, but it's a lot harder to have your way with it in Rise, so it can actually do things. Yeah. No, in GU, I feel like it just flinches a little too often and doesn't have enough health. In, like, Rise, it's actually a rather serious threat. And on top of being a serious threat, it's so fucking cool. Who's likely to get added more with a variant, Gamammoth or Astralos? Because we got Mitsu and Rise and Glavenus and World, both mediocre variants. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm going to agree with Yuka. I don't think either one is probably going to get added, unfortunately. But I see us, like, more likely to get Astralos The only issue with Astralos is that, like, just because Astralos is easier to fit into the game, you know what I mean? Like, Mammoth is a gigantic monster, and there's, like, the space that you would have to be able to utilize Mammoth, it just doesn't exist. Can I get an F? My knight companion died fighting a boss in Souls. Yeah, Radio, I don't see the point of Astralos. Okay, I do see one point of Astralos. Thank you for the shout out. Thank you, mod. My one mod. Which is, if you can do a Ray, Dow, and Astralos fight in the exact same space, like, I want there to be synergy between the two. Here, let me dump something. So hear me out. This is crazy. But it's so crazy it might just work. And you can tell me how cool you think this is after I've put it out into the world. But, like, so Astralos generates electricity. Ray Dow does not generate electricity in the same way. I feel like it steals electricity from the environment around it. So, you create an arena in which you fight the two of them, and Astralos ricochets shots off of Ray Dow. So, like, they do, like, tag team fights in which the monster, again, Astralos will fire off electrical shots, and then Ray Dow will have them arc to itself, where it then can shoot them off of it. Use it as its own energy for its own mechanics. Now, this is insane, and it sounds like it would be a nightmare to fight against, which is exactly what I want in Wilds. We need more nightmares to fight against kind of monsters and quests. And it would lean into the original intent of Wilds in regards to introducing more hunts that are themed around fighting each other, or like with monsters kind of tag teaming it. You know what I mean? Like, we kept talking about having all of these things that are along the lines of, oh yeah, you have to fight an entire pack of, Dashiguma or whatever. You know what I mean? You have to do all these things that are like, oh well, now we have this monster that's a pack monster, or, and then there's like this idea of like synergizing with nature and all of these things. Like, it would fit right into that idea of, creating like this natural synergy between two monsters, one generating energy, one feeding off of it. And anyway, I digress. I think it'd be sick. I think it's terrifying. I think it would be a mad spooky fight. I think it would have a really high learning curve in regards to how to deal with it, because you have to keep in mind the positioning of both monsters. But because of the way guard works in that game, because every weapon has a counter, because every weapon in the game is so versatile, it's challenging in a way that I believe would be doable and very fun. We have 9-star monsters. I don't care about 9-star monsters. I want unique things. I want things that are different. I want to be challenged in ways that aren't just the monster has a one-shot move that you need to look out for. Do you know what it is and how to time your counter to it? I don't want to deal with that anymore. We have 6 of those. We got 6 one-shot monsters. We don't need one-shot monsters. We need monsters with high synergy and challenge you in a weird way. This would be that. But Astros has green lightning and Ray Dow has blue lightning. Bolt Reaver. We bring back Bolt Reaver. Ow. All is good. All is good. We are good. Man, what happened to video games being all about creating the coolest thing you could possibly imagine? Ah, rip. I'm sorry, Sophie. Money happens. Money did happen, you're right. Kai nailed it right on the head. It's all money's fault. Everything is money's fault. Ah! Capitalism is such a problem. Ah! Once money gains gets to a point, gets to a point, expectations are set that can only be achieved by losing the original vision for the art. I think it's more so along the lines of when money reaches, when something becomes profitable, the art becomes secondary to the actual creation of it. Once a product, once art becomes product, then your goal is to create more product, not more art. Yeah, it's more accurate. Because, like, again, here's the thing. Capcom could come out tomorrow and be like, yo, we're making new Monster Hunter, and everyone would lose their shit, and everyone would buy it, regardless of whether or not it's good. That's part of the problem with Pokemon right now, in my opinion, is that it doesn't matter how good the new Pokemon game is. It's got the Pokemon name slapped on it. It doesn't have to be good. People are going to buy it. That's why Pokemon has sucked for so long. It's not about making cool things anymore. And I guarantee that the people who are making cool things are not the people who are in charge of stuff. Like, I guarantee it's interns. We had this, okay. This is a hilarious story, and it's about Breath of the Wild, and I am so inclined to play the clip from Breath of the Wild for the, or not Breath of the Wild, but Tears of the Kingdom. Babo, have you been reading Marx? No, this is just the reality of which we live in. I love that you're talking about the commodity form. This is just reality. This is what we live in. Are you kidding me? If I was born 300 years ago, I'd be talking about the same shit, because that's just, you know, where we are. When you create a value system and then you start creating things for said value system, and art, you know, starts to exist to be a commodity, then it falls apart. Anyway, Pokemon still has good character design and good music. I mean, yes, okay, I will admit that the music and the, like, actual creation of, like, Pokemon and abilities is the cool part. I guarantee that's not the thing that, like, the executives aren't the ones pushing that shit. That's, like, interns. Somebody was, like, you know, doodling in their notebook, and they went, oh, wow, I want to turn something into a Pokemon. And they presented the idea, and the guy was just like, oh, yeah, no, we still need 15 more Pokemon, so yeah, fuck it, throw it in there. And then you end up with one cool-looking Pokemon in a series of games where it's like, oh, well, yeah, but you have to have we still have to follow the formula. We still need a starting bird, a Wooloo. We got to have some sort of rodent thing. We got to have an early stage evolution bug, and we got to have the 3 starters all be fire, grass, and water. You know, and like, you know, you got to have the 7 gyms, and you can't like deviate too far because, you know, it's the formula. The formula is the thing that's been working for ages, and it's gonna sell 1 million copies, and yeah, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, it's actually Mac Big Lug's turn to post. Mac. They've started with Scarlet and Violet, where they make the base game bad, but then the best-selling way is that the real freedom and creativity is with DLC, like newer Monster Hunter. Oh, then Yuka, your turn to post. Oh, you guys are all running the meta. Shall I bring the thing that supports the meta the hardest? Can just like post a whole bunch of really big shit and just watch them all die instantly. The set that I've kind of stopped using on small monsters because it just is so unfair. This will be fun. Are you talking about Palico? No, I'm not, and I really want to use this, so I'm gonna veto the Palico vote for 1 hunt, and then I'll play Palico. I just want to show you what this set was originally intended to do, because this is ideal. This is peak situation. We are hunting. Is this event? Is this event? No, it's G4. But still, the point will remain valid. Literally 1984. What? We got slightly different builds, but yeah. No, I mean, it's all what? It's crit eye, shot booster, weakness, exploit, crit boost. Wait, yeah, crit boost. Oh, this one doesn't run crit boost. Interesting. But it is a 100% thing. Started with Sword and Shield? No. Hot take, it started with Sun and Moon. But rather than release it with DLC because they didn't have the way to pre-patch those DS cartridges, they just resold the game, and you bought a second version of the game with the DLC included. Prove me wrong. That is why Sun and Moon is my most hated Pokemon game. Even amongst all of the new released slop, Sun and Moon is like, I fucking hate Sun and Moon. I hate what they did. I hate the fact that it exists in the way that it does. If it had just remained the base game, or if they had waited 3 years and then released Ultra Sun and Moon, cool. But no, I despise absolutely everything Sun and Moon stands for. Can I get 1 paralysis proc? I'm like hitting the monster 6 to 7 times per combo, and I'm seeing 1 spark of electricity. You're right. I know I am. God damn. I am unfortunate in regards to getting these hits off. 1 paralysis, please? That's really all we need. Well, now I can't even do anything. I think he's dead. I think he's gonna die in the corner before I even get to use the set. I just need 1 more proc of electricity. Ah, there we go. Yes. Still nothing? Are you kidding me? This sucks. Why is the trigger not happening? I'm not covered in dragon. I swear to God I'm not. That is insane. All right, I'm going to call it out right now. This is karma for not sticking to my guns and doing the thing that a good streamer should do and playing by chat's rules. No, playing by my own rules that I've created to make it more fun to be in chat. This is karma. I apologize. This is my fault. I should have played Charge Blade. Or no, Palico. I should have played Palico. I'm so sorry. That a Cantor is a Gradius hater? Well, that's not even me. I didn't even do the swing there. That's crazy. A Cantor is a Gradios hater? Doesn't it literally eat Gravios? Like, that's a part of the lore, if I remember correctly. Also, isn't it crazy that I know that weird lore fact about a Cantor? I've literally never looked into the lore of Monster Hunter, ever, once. I barely read the dialogue. I've just been streaming this game for so long that I've picked up on every single weird niche part of the nonsense that is things that are canon. God made this thing with one intent, and that is to maul Gravios. I like to think of this as like, yeah, it's the anti-Gravios. This, to Gravios, this thing is the Antichrist. There goes a year's supply of Pierce ammo and latch berries. Oh, absolutely. It was quite fun watching everyone just pelt the thing with so much Pierce ammo. My least favorite Pokemon gen? I probably think it's Gen 2. I don't know if I have a least favorite generation of Pokemon. I really love all of the Pokemon. Like, okay, I should say in terms of like Pokemon design, I love the designs of 99% of Pokemon. I don't think there's really a bad design. Even like the ones that are like kind of atrocious and ugly and forgettable, like, I don't know, they have a soft spot in my heart. Gen 4 holds a special place of hatred in my heart. That's a crazy take. Like, even in Sun and Moon, I love some of the Sun and Moon Pokemon. Togedemaru is really cool. Mimikyu is really cool. Minior is really cool. Like, those are, like, 3 of my favorite Pokemon in terms of, like, designs and just being generally neat Pokemon. But, like, the fact that Sun and Moon exists, hate it. Okay, back. Welcome back. I am now playing Cat. Sophie, your turn to post. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I had a Palico that's being trained. So, I gotta play a different Palico today than my favorite Palico. I guess we'll play a Bombing Palico. That should be fun. I hate Pokemon. Valid. I just think Diamond and Pearl is ass. I mean, yeah, I agree just because Platinum exists. But, like, I don't know. They were fun games. I had no gripe with them. And there were some cool Pokemon to come out of, you know, Gen 4. I think Staraptor's pretty cool. Luxray's pretty cool. I like Kricketune a lot, actually. I really wish Kricketune was another Pokemon. Let's see. I'm sure there's some others that come to my mind. Spiritomb is neat. Rotom is kind of insane. It's insane that Rotom came back. This might be our last game. This was fun. Oh, yeah, no, it was super fun. Pokemon fans. Oh, boy. No. Yeah, true. Pokemon fans always... Well, okay. Pokemon fans get to eat. Period. They get to eat all the time. But I also feel bad because they sustain themselves on a diet of nothing but candy. Like, there is... They get as much candy as they want, but, man, there is no nutritional value in what it is that they get to eat. No, candy is good. Not when it's only candy. Pokemon is like they're eating military rations. Military rations have nutritional value. Candy does not have nutritional value. In like the same sense of like, yeah, COD fans get to eat every year. Congratulations. But oh my god, it's the exact same game and sometimes it's just worse and every time it comes out, I'm sick of it already. You know? It's just too slow is my problem. That's valid, actually. I think that's a pretty good take in regards to it. Ooh, I got Bombarder. That's cool. It does take forever for anything to happen in Gen 4. The text speed is slow, there's tons of dialogue, and it was like really the game that introduced incredibly long-winded animations. I remember, yeah, I definitely recall having that moment of playing Gen 4 and being like, man, I am just like, this is a slog. And I tried playing the re-release. I still own it, and I didn't get past the second gym because I just didn't feel like I had the time to like really invest playing, I don't know, Gen 2. I will say this. I have high hopes for the new Pokemon game. I think Legend Z could be decent if you have a Switch 2 and it has the hardware to handle the game. I don't think that it's going to be very fun on the first game, on the first generation of the Switch. And that has more so to do with the fact that I don't think it's going to be optimized for it in a way that's going to even feel playable. That was actually my problem with Scarlet and Violet. I thought Scarlet and Violet was actually a pretty solid Pokemon game. I think it's the most fun Pokemon had been up until that point in the last 10 years. Except for the fact that it ran like ass and was like basically unplayable. A real-time battle system on Switch 1 online is going to be ass. Yeah. So, again, I don't know if I'm going to... It's really hard for me to justify a Switch 2 purchase, and I really, really despise Nintendo these days in regards to how they're handling all of their IPs and the fact that they like just keep pumping out garbage. Like that was like the only thing that Nintendo was good at for ages was the fact that they could actually like release decent games. That was their whole that was it. That was all that they were good at. Doesn't ZA look like shit? Does it? I had no gripes with the way it looked. Yes, we did get a couple of the Mega Evolution announced. I think it was Dragonite that people were like, wow, this looks like shit. But, I mean, also, we had so many stupid-looking Mega Evolutions in the first game, so I don't think that's a valid take to be like, oh my god, the Mega Evolutions suck. It's like, yeah, they've always kind of sucked. Like, that's kind of the whole point. It was funny because they sucked. You took a really sucky Pokemon and it stayed kind of sucky still, in kind of a really funny way. Bust out the Demon Horn. Mega Salamence and Mega Ampharos would fit right in if they came out today. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's some really cool ones. Like Mega Lucario. I think Mega Lucario is cool. You can't not think Mega Lucario is cool. Sorry. It's an objectively cool design. Mega Scizor was... actually, I take that back. Mega Scizor was interesting. Mega Absol was underwhelming, I would say. Absol was already a cool design, and then they kind of just made it slightly cooler, which was, again, underwhelming. Trying to think about other things that I was completely over. Mega Metagross was... felt like a side grade, honestly. In terms, I prefer the regular Metagross's aesthetic, personally. But I'm also not angry about it. Oh, that's right. You get an Adept Dodge with a bomb. I forgot that that's how this cat worked. Got him. The only disappointing megas from the recent batch is probably just the Raichus. Here's the thing. I actually still thought Raichu was kind of cool looking. And it's cool to see Raichu get some love. Like, I think I would have been a little pissed off if we got Mega Pikachu. You know what I mean? I think Raichu is actually a really cool evolution for Pikachu. The fact that Pikachu keeps getting as much love as Pikachu does. It's cool to see Raichu actually get something. Take off. Kaboom. 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 Oh, I wanted to see if I could get it to explode while it was in midair. My only problem is that they just made one appendage bigger, which would have been fine for me if it was only one mega, but the fact that they did it twice. Yeah, I think they're losing sight of what made Mega Evolution so cool in the first place. Like, you know what was kind of peak Mega Evolution? Mega Mawile was like so cool looking, like both aesthetically, and it made sense for an evolution for a Pokemon like Mawile. Oh, that's bad. I'm gonna take out that claw. Say goodbye to your claws. Ah, there went my other acorn. But yeah, no. I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe Megawatt, like, Raichu, it'll, like, make sense design-wise to what the Pokemon does or something like that. But I do feel like, yeah, so far there's been a missing, a misunderstanding of what made... I like the Victory Bell a lot. True. Yeah, no, I actually do like the Victory Bell quite a bit. I think it's really funny. It does hit that level of serious versus silly. I'm still waiting to see Mega Flygon. And if they make Mega Flygon look dumb, I will be a little upset. Like, Mega Flygon is my most requested Mega, and it has to look cool. I'm sorry. Flygon already looks so cool. If it starts to look stupid after a Mega evolves, I'm going to be so sad. I want to break your jaw. Here he goes. He's going to turn around here. Turn around. Come on. Turn around. No? No? Fine. I'll get up close and personal then. Hi. You want to watch me do it again? Kaboom. Ah! They give it an exclusive Z move instead. I mean, I'd be okay with that too. But what would it do? You know, that's my question. Pokemon trailer where Flygon starts to evolve, but then it gets eaten by a Wailord, which evolves into Mega Wailord. Oh, man, that'd be funny. Relicanth. You know, I want to see Relicanth get some love again. If you want to pick, like, a random single evolution Pokemon to give something kind of cool to, I feel like Relicanth could be neat. Like, hear me out. So Relicanth is like the fossil Pokemon that isn't actually a fossil Pokemon. You know what I mean? It's like a relic of the sea that's existed for 2,000 years, right? What if you gave Relicanth an ability, like when it Mega evolved, it like shed a layer of its skin that like is the stone part of it. It becomes a different typing. It like becomes like this blue, like crystalline color. And it loses some of its defense and trades it for tons and tons of, like, it becomes a special attacker sweeper. Mega Metagross where two Mega Metagrosses combined. They just like hold hands, all four of their hands latch on, and they sit there and they face each other. Oh, I know where that is. Can I sleep bomb it? Can someone give me the ability that like makes my special gauge make this one less and then I sleep bomb it? That'd be so cool. I guess Sophie's got a great sword, so that also works out. That's right. Fuck Magnezone. Let's get a Magneton upgrade. That's just 17 Magnemites. Can we do it? This song. What? The ambience song? Oh, for this one area? Yeah. Sounds like Earthbound. Oh, interesting. I can dodge. Wow, that builds up so much meter, actually. I was unaware that these barrel bombs, like, actually just absolutely filled the meter. That's actually really good to know. If I teach any other cat just regular barrel bombe, then I could build into meter, like, ridiculously fast and then use that with something that requires a lot of meter. Fulfilling hunt surrounded by kitty cats. Indeed. It was a good time. Ooh, that is some bitter green tea. Definitely let that steep for a little too long. That's right. If the caffeine of the green tea didn't wake me up, that taste right there definitely did. Bombing cats have boosted gauge gain with bombs, so it'll be less on other cats. Ah, there we go. That makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. It lets the bombing cats actually have like their correct niche, as it were. All right, Joe, it is your turn to post. If you would so like. Need more mines, I will. Right. Need more mind's eye oil. Got a new character in Soul Knight. That's exciting. Oh, this will be a lot of fun. Have a good rest of your stream. I'm very happy at least to know that I can play GU again. I'm very happy for you too, Sophie. And again, thank you for hanging out with us this whole time. It's been super fun getting to play together. Hopefully, I'll see you on in the lobbies a little more often. You know, when you get the time. When I get the time, honestly, I'm the reason why nobody gets to play, you know, GU on stream anymore. It's because I haven't been streaming. And when I have been streaming, it's been Silksong because that game rocks. It continues to rock my socks off. I'm so excited to play Silksong tomorrow. Mistime that. This time I dodge. I mean, yeah, being blind didn't help either, but you know, that's more also on me. Right, I'm playing like as if I am trying not to dodge the actual swings, but I'm not playing adept style. I'm playing guild style and dodging as if I'm playing guild style, which is to say I'm dodging for positioning more than I am dodging to dodge. I need to get back into the dodging to dodge mindset. The fuck are you talking about? You know exactly what I'm talking about. So like there's two reasons to press the B button in Monster Hunter. And one of them is for positioning and the other one is for actually having iframes. And this is a set in which you want to actually have iframes. That crafting was risky as fuck. Nah, it was optimal as fuck. Kidding me? That was the perfect amount of time I needed to craft. Oh, I didn't get the dodge? That's crazy. I was literally in the middle of a roll. The secret third is vaulting option. Well, that one's also dodging to dodge, but it changes the window. Unless you're talking about, like, vaulting yourself off a ledge, in which case, yes, I agree. Nice, good work. All right. I will say I might dictate. Did you build your Prowler? I'm in the process of it. I'm training the Prowler to have a couple of different moves, and there's a few skills I need to unlock on it via doing some combats with it, which honestly I might do in the future once I actually have the other support moves that I want on it. But the issue with the training is that you have to go on a quest between every time you do a training session, so... you know, I'm literally doing that right now. But I'm also not going to disconnect from the lobby to check on the training schedule of the Prowler. Unless I can do that at the board. I can check the board, actually. We'll see if I can take out of training via the board. Prowler stream. I mean, there might be a time when I want to theory craft the Prowler before I actually finish making it. And sometimes I'll do the theory crafting on stream, but most of the time I don't. All right, I think I got one more quest in me. But then there is something I want to show you that's relevant to a conversation that we were having earlier today about stupid things that, like, shouldn't exist in video games. Specifically in regards to... Oh, yeah, you can, actually. Oh, no, wait. Train Palicos versus lessons. No, you can't access the lessons here. Okay, well... Because currently, Caramel is learning a new thing, but I can't actually pull Caramel out of the thing until actually... Yeah, I can train Palicos here, and that's cool. But yeah, I need to actually pull Palico out. Yuka, it is your turn to post. Actually, It is your turn to post, Yuka, but because this is the last ton, I don't know if you would be down to let Kudare get the last quest in for the day, because I don't think they've had the chance to post anything with us. But that's entirely your call. After all, it is your turn. Which I will actually type. But yeah, no. While we're sitting here waiting, I'm going to see if I can find this clip of a video game. I'm starting to wonder if it'd be easier to find this cutscene I'm currently looking for from my own streams. I think it might be. Yeah, so it's like one of those moments where, like, I was so impressed by something that was like, it wasn't supposed to be that impressive. I'm almost certain that it exists somewhere. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's hiding, buried in 22 videos. Joy. Glavinus? No. Alright, let me grab my controller real quick. Well, I'll see if I can find it elsewhere. Oh, this will be fun. God, why the fuck can't I find it? This is crazy. Did I save it on my Switch? I hope I did. Yo, Scruff Buds, how's it going? All right, I think I found the keywords I needed in order to find this thing. Let me give a quick shout out. Oh shoot, I totally did not see that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna give you back your channel points, Kai. Because this is the last quest of the evening. All right, who's got eyes? Yuka's got eyes. Robbed. I returned. It was a refund. Have I seen the Morshu song edits? I don't think I have. Not bad. Finished some rug. Finished on pork. Thought I'd pop by. Appreciate it. But glad to hear that you're not doing too bad. An attempt was made at least. I know. Don't worry. There'll be more GU in the future. I promise. And next time I play, I'll have a Prowler that's a little bit more ready to go. So that'll be exciting. So look forward to that. Oh, that's right. Somebody smoked them out. Oh, also, Ruby, if you would be willing to give Scruff Buds a quick shout out for being an amazing streamer, that'd be very appreciated. There's a NPC in Link's CDI Chopkeep. People made his 2 lines into song edits, like Firefly, Strong to Get, Feel Good, and where they changed the lyrics. Oh, yes. I know who you're talking about. It's the infamous line of, like, rope, saw, like, bombs. You need them, I've got them. And it's also where the cutscene of, man, I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos comes from. So, you know. Get me off of it. Okay, good. Oh, I'm taking so much damage here. Big heal, thank you. Hunting the red hot chili pepper. Or pickle, yes, very much so. The flaming hot chili pepper. Pickle. I'm not gonna lie, I always, like, I didn't eat a flaming hot Cheeto for, like, most of my life. And very recently I had a flaming hot Cheeto, and, like, I guess I get it? I don't know. But I definitely thought it was just a spicy cheddar Cheeto. I didn't realize it was its own unique flavor profile that had nothing to do with the original flavor of a Cheeto. You know what I mean? I always just assumed it was a spicy version of what a regular Cheeto tastes like. I didn't realize it was like this vinegary thing. Got him before he screamed. Wonderful. Yeah, there it is, yeah.
Let it boil, ropes, bombs, you want it. It's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rupees.
Cheetos, hot Cheetos with cream cheese. I see it. I see the vision. Okay, now hear me out on this one. Okay, this one's a crazy take. Puffy Cheetos with wasabi. Apparently, from what I've heard, the Puffy Cheetos completely mitigates the spice of the wasabi. I have yet to try it, but you cannot taste any of the heat of the wasabi if you eat it with Puffy Cheetos. And I don't know if it's real wasabi or fake wasabi. I can't give you an answer to that one, unfortunately. So you're going to have to try both. And who knows? Maybe I got pranked and I never tried it, and so therefore I never fell for the prank. But, like, I heard this from people who are trustworthy sources-ish. I don't know. Next time you get sushi, if you have puffy Cheetos in the vicinity, just, like, take one and try it. I might do it next time. Maybe next Wednesday when I get like sushi from the sushi place, I'll grab a bag of puffy Cheetos just to try it and see if it's as good as people say. I'm willing to challenge. I've got to play you in Rivals because your house has been hot. Oh, I'm so down. That's how I've been feeling about my Edelus lately. I found some new fun stuff that I can do with Edelus to challenge people. Challenge people's shield. I think it's kind of scary. One of those you guys got to try it first kind of things. What have you been doing? I've been crossing people up. So for a while, I'd been crossing people's shields with back air, but I wasn't committing to the full movement of the short hop back air, so that way I wasn't making it safe. And I also wasn't delaying it. So I would do a dash attack into shield and then short hop back air instantly, and it would hit the shield and I wouldn't be able to capitalize off it in any kind of meaningful way, and it was unsafe. Now I've been delaying the back air, which now makes the dash attack unsafe. But here's the thing, if they stay in shields, then I can dash attack, delay the back air, and then land, and it's like incredibly difficult to punish. Or if I do it instantly and I think that they're going to act out of shield to punish my dash attack in the first place, then it connects, and it's safe shield pressure if I do it one way, and it's not safe shield pressure if I do it the other way. But like, it gives me just more outs. Clues to the sky. All right. Let me see if I can find this cutscene here. I think.
Hey everybody! Today we're gonna shake.
Does it play the cutscene? That's all I want to know. No, it doesn't. I just want the cutscene. Play. Give me someone. Okay, I found it. Okay, so earlier we were on this discussion of like the fact that like Nintendo hasn't been producing very good games lately, and it doesn't feel like it has the same creative spark. And I was like, okay, but like every once in a while, Nintendo has this moment of brilliance, right? Nintendo has this moment of brilliance where they actually do produce something of high quality, but usually it's not. It used to be like a full game. It's no longer a full game in terms of high quality, and now it's like just a moment of brilliance in a game that like I thought was kind of okay at most. And this is one of those moments of brilliance in a game that I was really struggling to like, and that for no fucking reason deserves to look this good. This is not my gameplay, mind you. But, like, you know, the entire time you're playing Tears of the Kingdom, you're struggling with frame rate issues. The story's not very interesting, in my opinion. I really hated the story in this game. And it's missing things. But then this one cutscene happens, and it's a puzzle cutscene. What the fuck? Why does it look that good? Why does so much of the fucking game suck so hard and this one cutscene exists? I don't get it. It drives me insane. The entire game could have looked this way. I am so pissed off that this exists in this game and it doesn't look this good anywhere else in the game. I'm like, what the fuck? You get a cool angle change. You get so many interesting particle effects, and that, like, it's so cool. And like, this was something that was clearly handed off to some intern who cared so much, and they made something amazing, and it looks amazing, and the rest of the game just fucking blows because of capitalism. Anyway. This is one of those moments. Anyway. We're gonna go find someone to raid. Thank you for indulging me for 2 seconds, with nonsense. But yeah. Anyway, I point at that. I point at that all the fucking time as to like, okay, so this is what video games could have, should have, and hopefully one day will look like again. I want a Zelda game that is nothing but that one cutscene. Otherwise, I don't want any interest in it. But yeah. All right, let's see who is streaming that I can raid. I see Rathaloob is playing Monster Hunter 2. I might actually be the only GU streamer online right now that's at least speaking English. I think I saw one other GU streamer. But yes, hello Meet the Boy. If you guys haven't followed Meet the Boy, go follow Meet the Boy. But yes, another amazing streamer. You'll see him on Wednesday, assuming we all get to hang out. But yeah, we're gonna go raid Void Oblivion Gaming. I haven't seen this person ever, but you know what? Let's go share the GU, the love for GU, this amazing Monster Hunter game. But yeah, catch you all later. I plan on streaming tomorrow. We're gonna be doing Silk Song. If you've beaten the game, no spoilers for you. If you've beaten the game, don't tell me, because spoilers for me. If you haven't played enough of it, some spoilers might be involved. Anyway, till then, catch ya. Bye.
Cool drinks, maybe some hot drinks.